Long Island Audits continues to raise money for his fight for freedom? Where exactly is that money going? Is he really fighting for you? Katie Kidman wonders why people are sending police to do wellness checks as she's happily living in her best life in her van. Regan Benson says she won another court case and gets the pants audio treatment. Plus, Chille DeCastro says he's too fragile to face a discussion of his own lawsuits. All this and more on this edition of Auditing Insanity. Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the Auditing Insanity Newscast. I'm Jim Finch and I'm going to be your host through four big stories on Regan Benson, Long Island Audit, Katie Kidman, and the rapidly aging Chille DeCastro. We realize that you're all just having a weekend, so I'll make things fast tonight as we are sick as a dog and we are taking tomorrow completely off. No newscast, no newspaper, no nothing but sleep because we are sick as a dog. And yeah. Anywho, let's get on with the news as we ask you to focus on. More Long Island Audit GoFundMe drama. After a Saturday of no new updates from Sean Paul Long Island Audit Riaz on the situation involving his latest arrest in Nassau County, New York, his take in the GoFundMe market again dropped, this time only taking in $72 towards his $10,000 goal to fight the charges. His take was enough to win the day for the GoFundMe market, with again no other competitors, including our own ongoing expenses fund, taking in new donations, but not enough to propel him towards his goal to pay for his legal support. Riaz was arrested last week after receiving a tip-off that he would be arrested from a high-level official in the Nassau County Police Force because Patrick Ryder, the Commissioner of Nassau County, had ordered his police force to arrest Riaz upon entry into the Nassau County Traffic Violations Bureau. The YouTuber started a live stream announcing that he had been arrested, along with a GoFundMe to support to raise $10,000 based on the arrest before the arrest happened. This is at least the second time Riaz has pre-announced an arrest this year and resulted in Riaz appearing to purposely act in the manner that he knew would result in the arrest. Since the start of the campaign, Riaz has raised roughly $3,831 towards his goal of $10,000 to fight unspecified fines and fees associated with the arrest. The arrest itself carries a $1,000 fine and up to a year in jail in the unlikely case that the charges stick. Riaz reportedly has a desk ticket, and with his claims of going 4-0 against the Nassau County, it is more than likely that the charges will be dropped before the hearing. The YouTuber hasn't announced a federal civil rights lawsuit or anything else in relation to the arrest, and Jacob Uriel isn't a high-priced lawyer, so fans may be questioning where the rest of the money is going to go. It's a troubling pattern that should bring concerns from his fans. Riaz announces the arrest, sets up the GoFundMe campaigns and his live stream to announce that he had just been arrested, then live streams himself purposely getting arrested. While some have called it Riaz standing up for all of our freedoms by instigating his own arrests, others are troubled by the fact that he was making money off the arrest before he was even arrested, and he is being rewarded for his own bad behavior. For those who are following Riaz for the entertainment value, it must also be a disappointment as Riaz meekly submitted to the police, apparently stopped his own live stream, and then took days to post new shocking evidence to his fans to continue the full story of his, quote, illegal arrest. Riaz is currently streaming that new shocking evidence as we write this. Riaz has now made $109,395 this year towards various legal funds and vehicle purchases on GoFundMe. While his current federal civil rights lawsuit is paused, most of his arrests have been dropped or he is facing reduced charges. That leaves one to wonder, what exactly did he spend that $109,000 on? How did he affect change, and why do people still throw money at him for arrests that he clearly can avoid? We're sure to explore this further in future editions of this column. On that note, if you'd like to donate to keep Jim being nearly stabbed to death by the lovely Kitty Olive at the end of every live stream, or to keep him writing this dreadful column each and every day, you can contribute to the GoFundMe run by this very channel. All proceeds go to keeping the lights on, eating, and writing new stories to feature here and on ReallyCoolSite.org. Delete laws too fragile to discuss lawsuits. On his most recent live stream, Chille DeCastro solemnly swore that he no longer has the emotional capacity to discuss his legal cases without becoming overwhelmed with emotions and negativity. DeCastro was in the middle of a 4-hour-long stream entitled Big Win, Big Loss with Federal Civil Rights Lawsuit, Let's Talk About It Calmly, when he made the statement and had just asked his fans to stop telling him the negative things others were saying about him online. The YouTuber was upset about growing criticism of him online, admitting in the past that he going after trolls or even discussing trolls was a waste of time and money. He explained that he was suing trolls in a California court as punishment for things they said about him online, but questioned the lawsuit as it was causing him to go into further debt. Addressing rumors that there were lifetime restraining orders against him and detailing events that were detailed in at least one restraining order against him, the aging YouTuber, who appears to weigh over 260 pounds, claimed to be 220 pounds, and that if he had wanted to damage anything, he would have been arrested for damaging it. DeCastro held on to the mantra that he was the only truth-teller as he returned to watching police videos. As he watched, the YouTuber seemed to become mentally strained by a 2016 case where a young girl in Maryland was involved in a car crash and ended up with charges for refusing to cooperate with law enforcement. When his chat pressured him to call the police station involved in the arrest, and apparently dazed, DeCastro said that it didn't make any sense to call the station to complain 6 years later. He apparently did not appreciate, as some chatters pointed out, that the event happened in 2016, it was now 2024, and it had been 8 years since the events. DeCastro spent part of the live stream focusing on his product line, announcing that he had a new batch of 2XL hoodies in stock and had limited quantities of other sizes. He reaffirmed his statement that he was sending those who purchased a hoodie a copy of both his indestructible trifold and 5A cop cards with every order. Pausing on the cop cards, which he explained cost him $7,000 to manufacture, and he had previously complained about overstock of the card, he said that he sends copies of his 5A cop cards with every order that isn't for the 5A cop cards. He explained that it was more important for everyone to have the cards in their wallets rather than for him to try to make money off of them. Addressing his attempts to become more electable, DeCastro, who had used the terms pig, pig shack, and piggies for police and police-related things throughout the live stream, mockingly said he was cutting back on the use of the word pig unless they deserved it. He ended the live stream by calling Justice of the Peace Ann Zimmerman, who found him guilty earlier this year in a Nevada court, see you next Tuesday, to the delight of his fans. Katie Kidman, subject of welfare check. YouTuber Katie Kidman's most recent video involved the blonde sensation encountering 2 police officers who were sent to do a wellness check on the YouTuber as she had parked her van in another wealthy neighborhood. Kidman, who lives in the van, was legally able to park in the residential neighborhood at the time of the wellness check, as the street is considered to be public access and beyond the homeowner's property line. The officers explained that they had been summoned to perform a welfare check and noted that they had observed violations from the tint to the windows on her van. When one inquired if she was staying in her van, she refused to answer the man's questions and wanted to know who exactly was concerned about her welfare. Again, the officers expressed the concern of the residents of the community and said that that was the cause of the wellness check. They offered her assistance if she was in need or unhoused, to which she said it was pretty weird, man, to make that offer. Kidman went into a long rant about the clown outfits the police were wearing and asked how they went to the bathroom. The officers were taken aback by her question and explained that there were normal people like she was, which prompted her to ask if a law was broken to cause the officers to be summoned. One of the officers again explained they were not there to enforce anything and were there because neighbors were concerned about her health. She again refused to answer questions when they asked if there was someone else in the van with her and if anyone needed help. As the officers walked off, they complimented her outfit, and she said she knew who called in to check on her. She indicated that it was the owner of the house she had parked in front of. She also complained about one of the officers' fancy-dancy hat, and that the officers banged on her van to summon her. At the end of the video, a female neighbor inquired if she was okay before the video ended. Kidman's odd behavior has been on display as she recently audited the Ventura County Public Library, a 7-Eleven, the outside of a evil dentist's office, and multiple Scientology-owned properties. The YouTuber has previously claimed that she has a sister who is a Scientologist who disconnected from her on orders of the church. She's also made various anti-Scientology rants during videos and has expressed displeasure as the church's teachings differ from Christianity. Teflon Regan Benson gets off on library charges. Regan Benson announced via YouTube release of bodycam footage on Friday that she had beat the charges stemming from an incident where she was accused of harassing an allied security guard at the Inglewood Public Library. This was the case that was somewhat influenced by Frauditor Troll, as Benson alleges that his call to the Inglewood Emergency Dispatch Center resulted in charges being filed against her. For those who don't want to hear me read the statement, give it a second, as we have a special guest today to bring out his inner Regan.
If you don't already know this story, here's the short version. Englewood PD, with the help of one dirty city attorney by the name of Sergio Renteria, drummed up harassment charges on me and issued a warrant for my arrest back in March 2024 for recording an allied security guard. The DA thought it would be fun to run with the case, even though the cops lied, submitted lies into discovery, and, of course, broke the law for submitting evidence per the LE Integrity Act of Colorado. The DA dismissed the case this past Tuesday once my attorney proved that I was innocent. You know, good old American justice, just us style, guilty until proven innocent. Well, somewhat boring. Important to note your tax dollars at work drumming up drama on the clock. What is all of this about? Using the public restroom. That's it. If you would just comply with the SS and sign your name to a clipboard to use the public restroom, all this criminal prosecution could all be avoided. These fine specimens of feminism get together for a wine session about Regan Benson. They're drumming up a criminal case on me using anything they can possibly think of to influence this cop, Englewood's go-to gal, who is very in touch with their feelings. The star of the show is, of course, public employee library supervisor Corinne Barnett, the bimbo behind the computer, collecting an annual salary of $89,000, while her boss, Bethany Lafferty, library and cultural arts manager, collecting $119,000 a year, fills the cop in on alleged criminal activity she and her gal pal never even witnessed. Oh, Bethany tell lots of lies, therefore Corinne joins in on the fun. Here's that one time during COVID where Corinne, which, by the way, I had no clue who this woman was until she and her gal pal teamed up to get me prosecuted this year, feared for her life because I'm a very quote unquote frightening person. I'm frightening? This is why Corinne thinks the cops work for her, and she's still a bitter in 2024 about them not doing her bidding to address her feelings back in 2021. As far as Bethany goes, the ultimate liar in chief, Here's the extent of our conversations about her ad hoc, non-existent library policy for the honor of using the bathroom. And here's that other interaction Bethany is referencing, where she claims I'm harassing and blocking people from getting into the library, as this is my second interaction with her ever. And yes, I knew exactly who she was, contrary to her giggly story telling to the cop that I didn't even know who she was.
And we're back. We're so sick right now that we're simultaneously freezing while steaming up the window we're sitting next to in our office from the fever. So, this is a combat pay edition of the newscast. We're going to get right out of here and straight to the pre-birthday party so we can sleep through the actual birthday. Cold, cold, go away. I'm in seriously no mood to play. Go infect someone else in your most insane way, and stop making me make so many trips to the damn bathroom. On that note, good night, everyone.